Today at Wilwood Disc Brakes, we're going to show you how easy it can be to upgrade your vehicle to our big brake kit. Before we begin, it's important to read through our datasheet instructions designed for your application to verify brake lines, wheel clearance, and look for any variations that may have taken place before or after the vehicle left the factory. With the vehicle properly secured and the wheels removed, we suggest taking some photos of the current setup for reference if needed. Disassemble the original equipment front brakes. Clean and degrease the spindle. Reinstall the existing OEM caliper mount bracket and secure using supplied bolts and nuts. Note the location of the longer bolt. Note, supplied bolts and nuts and kit must be used for the proper rotor clearance. Torque nuts to instruction specifications. Pack the larger inner bearing cone with high temp disc brake bearing grease and install into the backside of the hub rotor. Install the grease seal by pressing into the backside of the hub, flush with the end of the hub. Pack the small outer bearing cone with high temperature disc brake bearing grease and install into the front side of the hub. Slide the hub rotor assembly onto the spindle. Secure using spindle washer and spindle nut. Adjust bearing per OEM specification. Install spindle nut retainer and cotter pin. Press the dust cap into the hub. Note, do not hammer the center of the cap. Install using outer flange only. Mount the caliper onto the existing OEM caliper bracket using bolts and washers. Initially place one shim on each bolt between the caliper and the bracket. Temporarily tighten the mounting bolts and view the rotor through the top opening of the caliper. The rotor should be centered in the caliper. If not, adjust by adding or subtracting shims between the bracket and the caliper. Always use the same amount of shims on each of the two mounting bolts. Once the caliper alignment is correct, remove the bolts one at a time, apply red Loctite 271 to the bolt threads, and torque to instruction specifications. Insert the brake pads into the caliper with the friction material facing the rotor and secure the brake pads in place with the pad retaining pins. Be sure pad retaining pins are completely engaged into the caliper. Next, using PTFE tape, install the fitting into the caliper. Attach brake line to caliper. Attach the chassis fitting to the Flexline. Disconnect the hard line from the soft line. Remove the retaining clip. Install Wilwood stainless steel braided Flexline hose, part number 220-12168, included with this kit as shown. Install the provided retaining clip. Ensure hoses are routed to prevent contact with moving suspension, brake, or wheel components. Double check all your work for safety reasons, and when ready, perform a full system fill and bleed with new Wilwood brake fluid best suited for your application. Be sure to check again for sufficient wheel clearance and follow the directions for proper bedding of pads and pedal feel. Contact a professional if you encounter any difficulties or have any doubts or any questions.